Hello, good evening everybody. How you doing? Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late. Well, late to the live stream, but just had to make sure everything was all set up and ready to go. Yeah, it's been a week since I last live streamed. Time flies, doesn't it? But hopefully we'll have a good race tonight to make up for my lack of attendance. Been on a bit of an easier week, if you want to call it that. It's been a really nice couple of days down here recently, and actually this evening is very nice as well. I'm a little bit sad actually that I'm indoors, but there we are, we're here, make the best of it. I just got to check my thingamabob. Yeah, cool. There we go, we're all set. We are all set. Let's join the pen. I've already had a warm up, so for once I'm actually prepared. Or kind of prepared. There we go. Nice to see your familiar faces. Intermediate point. Those are for the people who are going for the overall. Well, everyone's going for the overall, but if there's going to be any close battles, I'm sure people will want to go for some points there. Oh, right. Okay. I've not ridden up Jarvis KOM many times, I will be honest. Oh. Right then, this should be a fun one. A course that I will no doubt enjoy, and hopefully will bring some good racing, and we'll make it quite exciting for you, no doubt. Need a little sunroof. No, actually that would be bad, because the sun would just be concentrated on my head. Yeah, I should be in here with my feather duster, getting in the corners. That was a good one, Emma. Yeah, it's nice, nice up in Climbriana out there. As I said in the video, don't get up there often enough. Well, it is an hour's drive or so, but really nice. So this week, I see some of the elite racers have been reconning this course. A couple of them have been doing some races, some events on this course. I haven't done any, of course, but we had quite a tough week last week, and we finished it in style by going very deep on Sunday. 6 days ago, 5 days ago, 6 days ago, depends what you call it. So I spent until about Wednesday just recovering from last week, and then by the time we got to Wednesday, I mean, it was time to think about today, Saturday. So I didn't do any recon events, but you know, I think I know Watopia well enough. I hope. Oh, nice Phil. You mean 4,000k? As in feet? 4,000 feet in 100k. Yeah, 4,000 feet. Unless you do mean 4,000 meters. Wow, imagine if 4,000 meters. That would be the hilliest. That would be hillier than the Band of Climbers' hardest 100. So you all know about the Zwift update with the bikes, don't you? So we had an email from Zwift or the Race HQ, whatever it is, and they basically had to clarify the situation with the new update, saying that we're not allowed to use any bikes that we've updated because they haven't been able to determine whether or not those bikes would actually be neutralized or not within this race. So like when they announced that update a week ago, whenever it was, I bet this race, like this, the fact that it clashes with this race, they must be thinking, oh great, like why couldn't they have waited like till next week until we finish these races? Because they had to make sure, like, you know, any one of us could be using an upgraded bike now, if they hadn't put out anything saying that we weren't allowed to, and we could have had an advantage. Classic. Hey, it's Niels. Yeah, they've neutralised. They have neutralised all bikes. Yeah. Well, yes. Supposed to. I am Niels. What else do you expect me to wear? I'm wearing my colours. Colours I'm wearing in gear. Here we go. Gonna be a hard start, no doubt. Yes, there's 90 grams in there. And I actually drank a full bidon with 90 grams as well prior to the start, so. Well, I wonder if there's going to be some big team tactics here tonight. There's got to be some teams that exclusively have climbers. Well, this is the warmest race I've done all winter. It's very hot in here. Oh. I think that's why you can see my heart rate so high, as well as the freshness. I'm not particularly used to it. That's my excuse. Yeah, it's just warm though. It doesn't matter how strong my fans are, which they are strong. It's just still warm. I didn't think it would be that warm. Last 2 or 3 days we've had some high teen temperatures. Oh, well, this has been a very grey last couple of seconds, couple of minutes. Oh. Yes, I watched Milan-San Remo, but no spoilers. I only saw the highlights. Right, they're going to attack before the grid. Is that just before you descend? Descend like onto the grid, I mean. Well, I don't think I'll make it in the front group over the grid. I don't know. I think it's I don't know, how long is that section? It's not very long, is it? Was it 5 minutes maybe? I don't know. I mean, normalized power so far has been 345 watts for this first half an hour. That's about 3%, 4% below FTP. So 96% intensity factor for this first half an hour. That's hard. Hey, thank you, Phil. these short efforts are suffocating me. If only it was just hard, not just surgery. I'm starting to reach the limit now. Close to FTP for 45 minutes. This is going to be the breaking point. It just depends at the grade how much I can hold on to. We're all going to be in the same boat. I just gotta hope I don't die too much. I'll have to ride my own rhythm. Yeah, the next climb is perfect, like comes at a good moment in the race. We're all fatigued, but I just don't know how much I've got left. And to be honest, it just needs to be longer. We have to wait for the last one for that. Don't know how everybody else is feeling. Come on, it's hard for everyone. Everyone's going to hit it at the bottom. Just got to hold on to the top. It's not over, guys. It's not over. Massive climb after this. Well over threshold here. Everyone's fitness is relative. Guys are way too strong in front of me. That's a reality. No way. 8 seconds. I can't sprint. Oh, I got the shivers now. That's not good. Just too hot. Absolutely cooking. And gone way over the limit. now that I've got a chance to speak, I mean, this is mathematics. I mean, it's simple. That's why cycling is sometimes over before it even starts. Like, before we even got to that climb, I was riding just below FTP for 45 minutes, 40 minutes, and that is pretty much my time to exhaustion. Very close to FTP for that length of time. So any effort I then have to do above FTP, I'm essentially capped. I can't do it. So the guys who are able to do it are quite simply more well trained in that regard. And also, it's a very specific effort there. VO2 max. You know, we've been riding pretty much tempo threshold into it, but then the guy is able to do 7.5 watts per kilo over that climb. It's like, I can't do that. You know, I could do it fresh, I just can't do it then. And that's the reality. And that's sometimes when cycling is simply just a maths game. I am just going to try my best to recover. If that climb had come earlier, you know, obviously everyone would have been fresher, but with regards to my ability, I might have been able to just hang on a little bit longer, but there's no, you know, I don't think even fresh I'm capable of doing an effort like that, and that's okay. You know, that's not what I'm training for at the end of the day also, so. And you've got to be careful when you're doing these elite races. You don't just get sucked into, you know, a spiral of thinking week in, week out, okay, now I need to drop everything because I'm rubbish. I need to do this and focus on this. You know, because obviously training can take 6 weeks minimum sometimes to, you know, reap the benefits. So, you know, I can't just sit down after last week's race and say, you know what, I'm going to try and be competitive at this race, because you just can't turn things around in a 7-day time span. That's just straight fact. At the end of the day, I knew I wouldn't get over that climb. That's the problem. So I want to try and get away before it. But of course, being the person I am, you all know I'm not going to get any space to go. Even though, you know, I'm not in the shape to stay with them, I'm still not given an inch. And that's just the way it is, you know. It was the same. It's the same racing on the road. When you wear that jersey, when you have that name on your back, people don't give you an inch. And that's fair enough, of course. But it is what it is. However, this race has still got a possibility of yielding a very high normalized power. So we're going to keep riding to the finish, of course. We're going to give the last climb an effort, but when we're this far into the race, and we've expended a lot of time already at quite high intensity, just to be anywhere near threshold on this climb now is going to be a win. And I would say that would be the case for anyone in the front. So I'm going to try and stay at around 350 watts, you know. But to be honest, even that is going to be a tough ask. Anywhere around FTP right now is going to be hard. And we just got to dig in. We did it last weekend. Try and do it again. My Garmin is saying my max heart rate today is 189. That's not right, surely. I was going to give him a thumbs up then. Oh no, I've used the feather. Ah, that's my mistake. I was going to try and give him a ride on it. I think ultimately, at the end of the day, it's one thing looking at a race, I guess, and thinking, for argument's sake, you know, oh, why isn't Ed at the front? You know, it's supposed to be a climber, it's supposed to be durability. But if you look at the numbers don't lie. You know, I've literally reached the end of my tether there. I couldn't do any more. So it's the same with the pros out on the road, you know. You know, you can easily say, oh, that guy's not had a good day. And it's sometimes strange how you look at the numbers and you're like, well, that was the fastest man San Remo ever. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Yeah, exactly that. And we win on 1-2. Struggling now. Yeah, something is definitely overheating or something. Can't find a rhythm either. Oh. Oh, this is gutting. Go on, Ben. No, I don't think it's an off day. I think it's just because this is the hottest it's been in here, and I've not Zwifted in these conditions, and I foolishly thought it wouldn't be that bad, and also I'm just not strong enough to be at the front. But the problem is my head thinks I am, so I race near the front and I follow the moves and I be attentive and active, but then my my fitness just keeps me in check then, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm actually not as strong as the people, or at least my mind thinks I should be. Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm just not strong enough. That's the bottom line. I'm not strong enough to be with them. That's the. It doesn't matter if it's cold. It's obviously hot today, but it doesn't matter if it's cold. I'm not strong enough to be there, and it's a completely different effort doing almost a top 10 up the Tenerife KOM versus racing at this level. And I've always been the same. Mentally, I've always been very good at talking myself into being the best in the race, and if anything, it's one of my downfalls. I personally think that I can almost win every race, or at least that's the mindset I go into it with the strength of willpower, and then as the race goes on, reality hits. It's I'm not putting myself down. At the end of the day, I talk the same stuff when I first started this YouTube channel, so there's no reason for me to sit here and say nothing and sort of pretend that, you know, everything's okay. That's the whole point of this channel, I believe. It's you know, if I didn't say anything, then that wouldn't be the truth. And you know, I know you're not here just to hear me say, oh, there we go, that was a good race, and see you next week. You're here for everything. Oh my word, that's hot. don't forget as well, guys, we all need to speak the truth in reality. And at the end of the day, when I talk to you guys and I express these things, you know, there's not many people I express these things to. So part of me being open and honest is part of me getting also through it. It's part of the, you know, development. You know, I wouldn't recommend anyone bottling it up. You can see, look at the difference between my heart rate and my power. 150 heart rate should be about 300 watts. It's a big difference. Now when I was racing on, I don't have a big support network in terms of, you know, nutritionist, psychologist, things like that. But when I was racing on Laverack on the GLT, we got a chance to work with some real top class sports psychologists. And at the time, it was when I was just starting the channel, and I talked to him about this actually. How it's almost like, well, not a daily diary, but it's a chance to air things and speak to people when, you know, objectively there's no judging, and that's key, you know. That's me being honest, that's key. And to be honest as well, last night wasn't the best of night's sleep. I slept on the floor on a mattress of a family member's house because we're working through some things in a minute. I'll say no more. And so there's some things going on in the background as well, of course. So I won't be I will be sleeping in our own bed tonight, but last night wasn't the case. It's nothing serious as such, it's just family. Families are complicated, say no more. And there's just a bit of hand holding going on, but it's just part of supporting family. So yeah. No, when you're not feeling good, this climb takes forever. Oh. It's just a hill. Get over it. Oh, guys, my hat's off. My hat goes off the wall. Cause, yeah. Hey, Andrew's coming for me. I think we should hold him off. Have to. Oh. Ah, get me over that line. Oh. Oh, it's getting dark in here. Sorry, I didn't realise. There we go, guys. This bookends my Zwift games. Not the race we wanted, of course, but there we go. It is what it is. We made it. We finished. And we got on TV a couple of times. But thankfully there's nothing in my contract about me having to win any stage or the thing overall. Not this year anyway. Oh. Oh. Now did I actually hit 190 beats a minute at one point? Because it says on my Garmin that I did. But I don't think I did. Surely not. If I did, then that is an obvious sign that it was hot, or I was, or having to overheat. I mean, look, the numbers aren't even that massive, man. Look, 6.1 for 5 minutes. Wait, did Jason Osborne put 52 seconds into second place? You're joking. What? How? Surely not. How on earth? That is mad when you look at that and you consider Rubin's average watt per kilo is nearly a full 1 digit below Osborne's. So demoralizing. Like, from my perspective, like, as a racer, as a hill climber, like, it's so demoralizing when you see, not demoralizing, it's like such a, like, Sorry, I missed a bit of the stream there. I'm going back. Seven. No way did he ride 7.5 watts per kilo for 12 for like. That's I mean that, you know, that's, there's not many people on the planet that can do that, if that's the case. I'll have to go back and watch the stream. Level 83. Let's have a look at this timeline, because I'm sure I didn't hit. Why can't I click? I want to click a timeline. Holy crap. No, that's got to be a blip, surely. That's got to be a blip. I didn't hit nearly 190. Where is that? No, that's on the KOM. That's on the first climb over the bridge. No, I wouldn't have. Here maybe 180. That sounds about right. Yeah, but after that point, I was cooked. You can see matches burnt. Yeah, look, power's not. That's not massive. Like last weekend was so much better. It's got to be the heat, man. It's got to be the heat. There's no other explanation for it. There's no other explanation for it. Yeah, no, well, funny enough, well, I would say I know Jason personally. I mean, I first met him when I went to, do any of you remember when I did the Tour de Station? That mega Gran Fondo out in Switzerland. I did it in, was it 2020, I think, or 2019? No, 2020. And he was actually there. I think he was, I can't remember, I think he was doing the Gran Fondo, he was doing the short course. And we were in the same chalet. And at the time, I think he was only just starting cycling. But he said he'd seen or heard of me on, you know, on YouTube or wherever it was, on Instagram, and so he knew I was coming to the event, but I don't think we realized we were like kind of going to be in the same chalet together. So we got talking a little bit, but not like, you know, not super well, but I've had some messages back and forth with him, so I know, you know, I know his riding style, I know his ability, and obviously he's ridden for Alpecin, but then, you know, swapped and turned his hand to doing this full time, which obviously is working very well. When you can be, you know, solely concentrating on it, it's, you know, it can obviously do you a world of good. But I think he races on my whoosh as well, right? So, you know, he'll be racing top competition week in, week out. So that's really good for his development. Well, not that he has to develop anymore, but when you race that level, you know, most of the time you definitely, you know, get used to that level. So yeah. Oh, look at this then. So I was on my factor. I don't really know what the crack is with this upgrade system. I've got to ride all these bikes for 200k or 2,000 meters. Oh, right, okay. That's interesting. Oh, you're going to climb on that one. Oof. Ah, I suppose it's not too bad. That's like twice up the Alp, isn't it, or something? Oh, blimey. Horrible. Flipping heck, 2,500. Sign me up. Although based on that, I won't be winning anything any week. I can see why. Well, like 10 years ago when I started cycling, it was like, oh, there's no money in cycling. Now there's like, if you look in the right place, there's enough money in cycling. Alright. Well, thank you. There's 150 of you still watching. You really don't have to. It's just me trying to cool down here in front of the fan. But there we go. That concludes the Zwift Games for 2025. Don't forget, we are going to have the Chasing Tour series and, you know, the live streams. And we're also going to be having the final rounds of the Zwift World Series. If you remember, they were postponed pre-Christmas and they will be back in April, I think. So there is still more racing to come. It might be a little less frequent because I want to start to tidy this place up and make it into a proper Zwift / indoor training area. So, you know, I might need to carve out a bit of time in the evenings to do that. You know, when I could be doing this live streaming. But hopefully, you know, I'll invest some time in that and then it'll pay off when we come back to, well, when we do this all again next winter. That's not to say I'm stopping now. That's why I said there's still races to be done. I'm going to be doing some heat training as well, of course, which I've already started doing tonight. Yeah, I just wanted to conclude this stream basically with a bit of a bookmark to say, because obviously this is the end of the Zwift Games, so some people might think that's the end of some serious racing. I have heard there might be some rather large esports event in the UK. I don't know anything more than that because I haven't actually read it, but that does also mean I'll probably have the Zwift Racing League finals, I think, to support with Backpedal, or at least with Charlie anyway. We'll see if we can get around to that as well. So anyway, that's enough of me rambling. I think I've thoroughly cooled off now. I need to submit all of my data now for post race. But thank you for tuning into the stream. Your support is always greatly appreciated and it keeps this channel going. I do really appreciate it. So take care, have a good evening, and I'll see you soon. And don't forget to catch up on any videos that you've missed on this channel yet as well. Alright, I'll catch you soon.